besloten u het door u begeerde doctoraat in de wiskunde en natuurwetenschap te verlenen. Uw eerste promotor, de hoogleraar Breitling, is gemakkelijk u op de gebruikelijke wijze met deze waardigheid te bekleden.
Volgaarne aanvaard ik de taak mij door rector Magnificus opgedragen. Doch alvorens diese Auftrag auszuführen, will ich einige persönliche Worte zu dir richten. First of all, congratulations. It has been an exciting 5 years since you joined my group in 2006. I had arrived in Groningen about a year earlier than you, and I had been searching for a PhD student for a metabolomics project quite desperately for many months. So, when I received your application, I was very happy to see that your CV indicated that you might be just the person we had been looking for. You had experience in bioinformatics from one of the best universities in India, and you had done very well in all your courses. So after a brief and very pleasant phone interview, Richard and I decided to offer you the position, and I was very glad when you accepted almost immediately to join as basically my first real PhD student. It was a big move also for you. A few days before you arrived in Groningen, you sent me a long email, I remember, asking all kinds of very detailed questions about train travel to Groningen and getting around here. And I got the impression that you expected a much larger metropolis than this idyllic little town that you found here. But Groningen is a little town, but still large enough to have a very active Indian community, for example. And this community very rapidly welcomed you here and provided the support and friendship that was needed in the following months and years. Because I remember, and I'm sure you also remember very well, that the first time of your PhD project was very challenging. You had to learn an entirely new topic, or several new topics, many new computational techniques, and you also had to figure out, and that was not so easy, what would be the best, most promising research direction for your project. But you persisted, and you worked very, very hard to learn whatever was needed for your project, and you always kept smiling, no matter how difficult it was. And you even attended the advanced microbiology course of Eriko and her colleagues and took the final exam. I found that a very big step for a bioinformatician. Your work was part of a large European project on the systems biology of Streptomyces silicola, a project that gave you some very, well, let's say, instructive insights into the social, political, diplomatic aspects of doing collaborative research. That was an extra challenge, but in the end, you made a major contribution to the success of that consortium. I think it's chapter 2 of your thesis that, in my view, is the highlight of the output of this SISMO consortium. First, you presented your work on the integration of experimental transcriptome data and metabolic modeling to the Scientific Advisory Board at the midterm progress meeting. I remember you told me afterwards that they had been asking very good questions at your poster. You went there together with Elena, your major collaborator during the last 4 years, and after you came back, you started publishing your results at an ever-increasing speed. Already your very first paper, the large phylogenomic study of actinomycetes, was selected by the faculty of 1000 as a must-read paper of general interest for evolutionary microbiologists. At the end of your project, you made another big move, and you joined me for 1 year in Glasgow, where you could enjoy the excellent Scottish Indian cuisine, but mostly you worked very hard on finishing your thesis, perfectly on schedule. 5 papers already published, another one just accepted for publication last week, and the final one waiting for the editor's decision any time now. Throughout those busy years, you never lost touch with home back in India. You traveled there several times and always brought back some of the delightful local sweets. I remember those very well, and you shared them with the whole GB group. Your family must be very, very proud of you today, but they will have to do without you for another few years, as far as I understand, because you seem to have taken a real liking to the Netherlands and decided to stay here to do a postdoc in Nijmegen in systems biology, a a different topic than the microbial work we have been doing, using very different techniques again. And there will be new challenges, lots of new things to learn. And perhaps even more important, I understand that you plan important changes in your personal life as well for the coming times, like getting married perhaps. So the coming years will remain very exciting. And with all of this, I wish you all the best. So if everybody just stand up again. Uit kracht van de bevoegdheid ons bij het wet toegekend, volgens het besluit van rector en decanen deze universiteit, verklaar ik Rainer Breitling, u, Mohammed Tauqeer te bevorderen tot doctor in de wiskunde en natuurwetenschappen, en u alle rechten te verlenen die door wet of gewoonte aan het doctoraat in de wiskunde en natuurwetenschappen zijn verbonden. Nadat ik als zoon mij opgelegde taak heb volbracht, mag ik de eerste zijn die u met deze promotie gelukwenst en u als dokter begroet.
Ten bewijze deze promotie overhandig ik u het diploma door rector, secretaris en promotoris ondertekend en voorzien van het wapen der universiteit. Maar alvorens daartoe over te gaan, zeer geleerde heer, kwijt mij van een aangename plicht door u ook namens het college van de decaan deze universiteit het verworven graad geluk te wensen. Klaar, weg.
तौकीर मियां मुबारक है, बहुत सही था। ये आपको चलना है शायद, उनसे पहले चलना है। एक मिनट तौकीर आलम देखते हैं। मोहम्मद तौकीर आलम।
फयाज मेरा मोबाइल चलो।